welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I have a speed build for you, another TVLand build. Now if you haven't been watching my TVLand builds, I've been building the houses from some iconic American television shows from my childhood. I've already done I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched, a couple of my all-time favorite television shows. I've got a lot more planned. And the one I want to show you today is, the Brady Bunch. The show actually started in 1969 and it ran till about, I think it was the mid-70s, probably 1975, I think is what I read. If you're not familiar with the Brady Bunch, it's about a blended family. A man and his 3 sons marries a lady. She has 3 daughters. And so they're a blended family. So 2 parents, 6 children. Mr. Brady is an architect. And so the story kind of goes that he designed the house. It's very 70s. It's very modern, which is totally out of my comfort zone. In The Sims, it doesn't really look like it did in a television show. It's like impossible to make the house look like it did in the television show because it was largely a set. So I think I did sort of okay in making it look like the actual house from the television show. I really concentrated on certain areas. And then the downstairs area, when you walk in the front door, there are a lot of platforms, that kind of living room lounge area where the fireplace is. And then of course you can see the staircase going up to the 2nd floor, the kitchen and that kind of den area behind it. Those were all very, very prominent in the television show. And they showed those areas probably more than they did the others. But let's take a look at the speed build. And
hi there. So I'm building on the Optimist Outlook lot in Newcrest. And as you can see right now, I'm just trying to get kind of the outlines of the building. It is of course on a foundation, but I don't have it up on the foundation just yet. I was really looking at the picture of the exterior of the building and trying to get the front to look accurate. I knew that the 2nd floor wouldn't look accurate at all. And if you look at the picture of the front of the house from the street, you can't even really see a 2nd floor. There is of course a 2nd floor because there's that staircase, but it's not really visible. So the roof is really kind of ugly and wacky on this once I got it situated. And of course the 2nd floor is not laid out like it is in the television show at all. I put the master or primary bedroom downstairs, where in the television show it's upstairs. But the front door really kind of needs to be centered. And there's a big space over to the left of the front door if you're looking at it from the street. And so what do you put over there? That's why I put the bedroom over there. Now, the house also has a lot of stone. And there are a couple of different renditions of the exterior. Kind of like they painted it, changed the front door, renovated it, or whatever. Updated maybe, who knows. Over the years, they do have houses, even in television shows, change. But I decided to go with the one with kind of the blue door. I thought it looked nice in The Sims. Now, I wasn't really thrilled about the idea of working with platforms, but you have to in the Brady Bunch house. It's nothing but platforms, it seems like. I really had a lot of fun building this house. Now remember, I don't use CC when I do all of these sort of builds. I rarely use CC at all anymore. So you don't have to worry about that. But I do use freely from any and all packs. And I had a hard time with that wood there on that half wall. They kept disappearing. I hope they fixed that glitch now. I'm not sure. And they have these weird pillars in that main room, kind of 3 pillars. And since we can't build on half tiles, that kind of took up a lot of space. I filled it in, even though it wasn't really like that on the show, but I kind of filled it in so it didn't look so weird and empty in The Sims. Well, like I said, I had a lot of fun building this. It probably took 8 hours or so. I deleted from this speed build a lot of building the second floor and also the landscaping. I don't show doing all that. I really wish we had a different television to use for the 70s. I mean, we have this broken one from that basement kit, but that's kind of it. They didn't watch a whole lot of television on the show, which is kind of funny, but they did have a television down there kind of off to the side. Sometimes they had it on, maybe if they wanted to watch something particular. But this was a little bit more of a formal living room area. Sometimes the parents would sit out there after dinner or have guests that would come there, but most of the family time and even some of the television watching time was spent in that room in the back behind the kitchen that they kind of called like a den or something. Here I'm just kind of looking for some furniture that looked like one of the pictures that I found online. Something a little mid-century, a little modern, green, lots of orange, green, blues, purples, and wood in this house. Now, I kind of started at the front, as you can tell, and then worked my way backwards. This front room with that staircase that's open and visible on that platform is so iconic. I had to do that, and I had to get it fairly right. And it's, again, has that real modern look, which is not my style. I'm still working on kind of that front of the house. And on the other side of the living room, over there by the stairs, was Mr. Brady's office. Now, he was an architect and supposedly designed this house, which kind of makes me think he wasn't that good of an architect, because this house is really weird. And don't worry about that sim. I just created a random sim to have there to maybe test something if I needed it. I don't really do that a lot, and I'm not sure why I decided to do it this time. And no, I don't know how much the build costs. You'd have to look on the gallery. It is just listed under Optimist Outlook, but you can search the hashtag TVLand, or just go to my gallery. I'm just Boss Lady TV on there if you want to download it and see how much it costs or whatever. The downstairs is where I spent the vast majority of my time. There's a lot of weird angles, and to make it functional in The Sims, I really had to play with the size of the rooms. The kitchen is kind of just this long, almost hallway back to that den area, and there's like 3 huge sliding glass doors all along that wall that goes out into this almost courtyard type of back side yard where the kids would play. And sometimes they showed Mr. Brady, or even Greg when he got older, the oldest son, driving up, and it seemed that they drive up into the back of the house. So maybe there was a garage back there, but I didn't build that. I did build Alice's room. Alice is their live-in maid, and they didn't really show her bedroom in the television show, but they did show kind of where it was. Like there was a door in a hallway, and you knew that her room was back there. So there are some floor plans, and HGTV did do a renovation of the house, and they did her room. So I was able to kind of look at those and get an idea of probably how that was. I'm doing the kitchen now and that kind of back family room den area, and there was a lot of paneling, a lot of brick on the walls, and those really, really, really bright orange countertops. So I had to use those island living ones. I mean, that's the only ones that we have that are really bright orange. And I just went with brown for the rest of the color. I don't think the cabinets themselves were brown, but it was the best that I could do. And I kind of made that island a square, but in reality it wasn't. It was on an angle, but angles in The Sims are kind of difficult. And then this is that den area. They had another big dining table there. Of course, with so many people, I mean, there were 6 children, and then the mom and dad, the parents, that makes 8. And then their live-in maid, Alice, which is 9. And they also had a dog, Spot, that was there for most seasons as far as I remember. So that's 10 actual Sims living in this house if you wanted to try to play them similar to the way they were in the television show. So you'd have to have a mod to do that. But with 9 people, you've got to have quite a bit of dining room space, lounge space, all of that. I thought about putting a Murphy bed in this room, but they didn't have Murphy beds. They had what used to be called day beds. They're kind of like sofas, but a little bit wider, so it's a little more like a bed. We don't really have that in The Sims 4, so I just used something that looked very cozy and comfortable. Now I'm looking at, well, I was about to jump outside and look at doing that kind of backyard play area. Oh, now I've jumped upstairs. The upstairs, like I said, was kind of difficult because I tried to make sure that that roof from the front looked accurate. This is Alice's bedroom. And there was something back there, probably a carport or garage. They showed a garage on the television show, but that was mostly the set, so I'm not sure about the house in real life. But I decided that Alice would have had her own bathroom, so she'd have an ensuite back there, and also the utility or laundry area would be back there as well. And looking at the HGTV renovation, that was correct. Now the colors, the floors, the tiles, all of that was pretty easy in The Sims. We've got carpet. They had carpet most everywhere. They had that brick look tile in the front when you come in the front door and when you go up the stairs. And then they had almost a linoleum type of looking tile in the kitchen. So that wasn't bad. So here you can see I'm trying to play with the front of the house. Now, they have some windows up there, and I just couldn't do it. We just don't have anything like it in The Sims. Really, that half of the gable is windowed, and the other half isn't. Like I said, it's very modern looking. So I finally just settled on sticking a small window up there, and that's it. And trying to hide that roof and kind of get that other side of the house accurate because there's a balcony back there. I really struggled with that. And then that angled sliding glass door, trying to roof that, like I said, struggled with it. I tried to put the balcony in. I tried to get those stairs back there accurate. All of that was just impossible to get accurate. So I finally reached a compromise and did the best that I could in the game. That's when I started deciding maybe I'd have to put another room down there to get the width of the house correct in the front and get that sliding glass door on an angle correct for that kind of more formal dining room. I really had to have the front of the house pretty wide on that side. And there was just a big empty room over there. So I said, well, clearly there's something there. Now, in reality, maybe it was the garage. But we don't need garages in Sims 4, so I made it the master bedroom. Furniture wasn't too much of an issue either. We have a lot of furniture that looks pretty mid-century modern, or 70s, that's how I call it. So the wallpapers, the flooring, the furniture, all of that was fairly easy to pick out. It's just doing this roof, hiding that second floor, and making the front look accurate was the most difficult thing about this build. Now I did make the family just the mom and dad and the 6 children. And they are available on the gallery as well, if you'd like to download them. Now I'm going back to that window again. I really wanted to use one of those windows, but it just didn't work. Oh, I did remember to give them ceilings, something that I kind of forget. And there's that back staircase I was working on. There's a balcony back there and a staircase. It just didn't want to work. Give the house a few details, and I'm really getting about done, believe it or not. Like I said, I cut out building a lot of the upstairs and furnishing it, and I definitely cut out of the speed build a lot of the landscaping. Well, I mean, I show a little bit, just not all of it. Trying to get it a little more situated on the lot. Thinking again about those windows. I thought this lot was really perfect though for this. The house is here you can see I jumped forward quite a bit, and there's a lot of color in the house, a lot of furniture in the house. So anyway, I was saying that the house isn't that wide, it's really kind of long, and that's kind of what this lot is. So it was perfect here. That's Alice's bedroom, the maid. Upstairs is just the girls' bedroom, the boys' bedroom, and a bathroom that they share. That's it. Everything else is downstairs. This house is, of course, perfectly playable. Whenever I build these kind of things, I do it with the intention of being able to play it. So I make sure that it is playable. There's not a lot of clutter. Again, that's something that I just build that way. Not much clutter. Feel free to go back in and clutter it if you'd like. I kind of put the essentials, stuff to make it obvious what the room is, but not a lot sitting around to get in the Sims way. I gave Alice that yellow sunflower theme. The boys, of course, had blue kind of sailboat theme to their room. And the girls had pink flowers, kind of a theme to their room. Their wallpaper didn't look like this, but it's kind of along the same lines. You know, one thing I really wish we had in The Sims 4 was something that was very popular in this time period of the late 60s and early to mid 70s. The wallpaper and the curtains were the exact same pattern. Like exactly, like they looked seamless because it was exactly the same. I wish we had that in The Sims 4. Some curtains that were the same as the wallpaper. That'd be perfect. That's what they had in this home, and I'd like it. But this is close enough. It gives you the idea. That certainly looks 70s. Trust me, I lived in the 70s, and that's very 70s. I know it's pastel pop, and it's kind of back in style, but it originated in the 70s. And that bright kind of blocked wallpaper there is perfect for the way that area looked in this show. It's just perfect. This is the parents' bedroom. Now, I remember their room kind of being this way, that you could walk behind the head of their bedroom to get to the bathroom. I don't remember necessarily that there were columns there or a half wall. I just remember that it was kind of behind their bedroom, or their bed rather, that you walked to get to their bathroom. So I built it that way. Made it match the rest of the house. And this is Mr. Brady's office. It was really weird with that high platform where his desk was. I mean, I know it was there, but they never showed anybody going up there. I kind of didn't know what to do, so I just put a couple of chairs up there. It's really odd. I did put laundry, of course, in here, so I went back and put some baskets. And here's some pictures from the gallery for you. And I appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much.
And again, thank you so much for checking out this build. If you're interested in the TVLand series, I have a couple of other videos already up, and I have a couple more that I've already built, and I'll be sharing with you soon. Give me that thumbs up and remember to subscribe. That way you won't miss any future videos. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.